Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news, folks. I've got some absolutely wild rumors swirling around the AFC North, and if they turn out to be true, it could be a game changer for the Steelers. Word on the street is that the Kansas City Chiefs are contemplating a blockbuster trade that would send their star cornerback, Trent McDuffie, over to us in Pittsburgh. Yeah, you heard that right. The Chiefs, known for their aggressive moves and high-powered offense led by Patrick Mahomes, are apparently looking to shake things up on their defensive side. They're reportedly willing to part ways with McDuffie, a young and incredibly talented corner, in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft, along with a young defensive back. And interestingly enough, this move seems to be driven by financial considerations. KC needs to free up cap space to rebuild their defense and address some pressing needs. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would the Chiefs trade away a guy like McDuffie? Well, the answer lies in their current roster and cap situation. Kansas City has a cap hit of about $2.8 million for McDuffie this season, which isn't too bad, but their secondary has been inconsistent at best. They're giving up an average of 28 points per game, and with the Super Bowl window closing a bit, they're looking for fresh legs and new assets to keep their defense competitive. Plus, with Kelsey's contract extensions and the need for more wide receiver help, the Chiefs are prioritizing cap flexibility over locking in a young corner at a hefty price. The timing of this potential trade is fascinating. After the NFL's trade deadline on November 4th, the league has been rocked by seismic shifts, and this move could be the biggest yet, a true shakeup in the AFC. If Kansas City does indeed trade McDuffie, it's a clear signal they're more focused on the draft and rebuilding than trying to squeeze out a few more wins with the current roster. And that's where the Steelers might just step in and capitalize. Let's talk about McDuffie himself. The guy is a complete game changer. At just 25 years old, he's already established himself as an elite corner, earning a reputation as the Phantom of coverage. What makes him so special? Well, for starters, he's only been in the league for 3 years but has already accumulated 5 interceptions, defended 25 passes, and boasts a PFF grade averaging around 88. 5. An elite number. His coverage skills are top-notch, and he's been particularly effective in man coverage with a PFF rating of 90. Won this season, and he's avoided injuries, which is always a big plus. In 2025, up to September 15th, McDuffie played 3 games and showcased why he's a top-tier corner. He snagged 2 interceptions, defended 8 passes, and allowed an average of just -0, 15 EPA per target. His coverage rate is an impressive 92%, and he's been especially effective against slot receivers, surpassing even some of the league's best. Last season, 2024, he had 3 picks and was graded around 87. 2 by PFF, with 45 tackles and a versatility that positions him as a true lockdown option, comparable even to some of the best slot corners like Patrick Surtain. What makes this trade even more appealing for us Steelers fans is how it addresses specific needs on our defense. Pittsburgh has been searching for reliable cornerback play, especially in the slot, and adding McDuffie would give us a significant boost. With him on the field, we're looking at an expected increase of about 8 passes defended, a reduction of roughly 20% in completion percentage allowed, and overall tighter coverage. His addition could be a game changer, especially when matched up against top receivers, and he'd complement our existing secondary, including CB Porter, who has been impressive this season with 5 interceptions in 2025. The impact of this move on our defense could be profound. With McDuffie's ability to shut down key receivers and generate turnovers, we could see a significant reduction in points allowed per game. Right now, the Steelers are giving up an average of 22 points per game, but with McDuffie's presence, projections show that number could drop closer to 18, making us a much more formidable unit and shifting the entire complexion of our season. Turnovers are always the name of the game in the NFL, and adding a player of McDuffie's caliber could translate into at least 6 more turnovers over the course of the season, which is huge for our chances to make a deep playoff run. Now, what about the playoff picture? Well, if this trade happens, it's hard not to see the Steelers as serious contenders for a Super Bowl. Oddsmakers are already shifting their estimates, with Super Bowl odds moving from +3, 500 to +2, 0, and AFC futures from +1, 600 down to +800. That's a massive jump. McDuffie's ability to lock down top receivers like Josh Allen in critical playoff matchups could be the difference maker, especially considering his INT rate. He's averaging around 16% in turnovers, reminiscent of Revis in his prime. His coverage skills would allow us to limit the best quarterbacks in the league, and with the Steelers' strong front seven and emerging offense, this could be the missing piece to finally push us over the top. Let's not forget the historical context. The Steelers have always been a franchise built on defense, and this move would reinforce that identity. Adding a player like McDuffie isn't just about this season, it's about establishing a defensive powerhouse for years to come. With his youth, talent, and proven track record, he fits perfectly into the Steelers' blueprint of building through the draft and smart acquisitions. Imagine a secondary with Porter, McDuffie, and our other young talent. How intimidating would that be for opposing offenses? And with a more aggressive, turnover-generating defense, we could see a resurgence reminiscent of the Steel Curtain era, but in the modern NFL. Of course, there are skeptics. Some will point out that trading assets like a second-round pick for a young corner is a gamble, and that Kansas City might regret letting go of such a promising player. Others worry about the cap implications and whether we can afford his potential $15 million annual salary. But if we look at the bigger picture, the Steelers have always been about smart, strategic moves. This could be exactly the kind of bold step needed to elevate us into true Super Bowl contention once again. The AFC is competitive, no doubt, but with McDuffie in the fold, our chances to dominate become much more realistic, and the ripple effects extend beyond just the defense. This move could also send a message to the rest of the league that the Steelers are serious about competing now. It's about establishing a culture of winning, of seizing opportunities when they present themselves. Our coaching staff, led by Mike Tomlin, has always been adept at getting the most out of their players, and adding a talent like McDuffie would give us a new weapon on defense and a boost of confidence for everyone inside the locker room. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, but what if it doesn't happen? Well, even if the trade doesn't go through, the mere speculation has already sent shockwaves through the NFL community and raised our expectations for the upcoming season. It's a reminder that the Steelers are always in the mix, always looking for ways to improve and stay ahead of the curve. But if it does happen, get ready for a whole new level of Steelers football, one where our defense is as dominant as ever, and we're setting our sights on bringing home another Lombardi. So, Steelers Nation, this is one of those moments that could define our season. Whether the trade materializes or not, it's a testament to the relentless pursuit of excellence that has always characterized this franchise. The potential addition of McDuffie could be the spark that ignites a playoff run and pushes us into Super Bowl conversations. We've seen how a single player can turn the tide. Think of Troy Polamalu or James Harrison. This could be that kind of game changer again. We're all just waiting to see how this unfolds, but one thing is for sure. The Steelers are positioning themselves as serious contenders, and we couldn't be more excited. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this possible trade? Do you think McDuffie would be the perfect fit to shore up our secondary and push us into real Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Whether you're all in on this move or skeptical about the risks, your voice is what makes this community great. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and I couldn't be more pumped for what's coming next. Let's go, Steel City.